It's day 6 of the bathroom build. um, this morning's job is just to put some of these noggins in between the studs, and just to finish off any little bits of timber work that might need to be done to hold plaster in place, or any little reinforcement bits and pieces. So we started with the top row of noggins, so we've got those in. Just about to go out and cut the bottom light. Technically the frame should be straight, but I'm going to measure the bottom, remeasure the bottom again anyway, just to make sure. Once the noggins are in, as I said, I'll put in any little support pieces that the plasterboard may need. I've also got to anchor bolt this frame down to the floor today, so that will probably be the next job. And then the job after that is going to be, I think, to I was going to fit this door frame, and I'm going to do it but not cut the plaster out. So I'm going to fit it on this side. I'm going to leave the plaster in there for now, because really I don't want the toilet exposed to this room until such time as we can actually close it off with a door. So I'll bring the frame in and I'll get all the frames set up, and if I can nail it home, I will. One of the other jobs I'm going to do today is I'm going to box in this recess for the fridge again. There's no wires that Paul needs to run inside here. He needs to run them from behind, and we need to put a power point in here on the side, but that's nothing that we can't cut out and put in once it's all done. So hopefully by the end of the day this will be fully boxed in again, and I can move the refrigerator back into the hole. Probably won't have a power point on hand, but I can run an extension lead off a power board I've got over there, and just run it across the floor here and plug the fridge in. So that will free up a little bit more room in the kitchen. I've got a nice piece of melamine board to go up here, which will create the shelf for the cupboard up here. I also have another piece, a bigger piece, should I need it, courtesy of my sister. So it's just a matter of going around and getting it when I need it. What else? Oh, I've put in a couple of other little filler bits this morning. Put in this piece here, which will just make it nice for when the plaster butts up to the bottom of the frame. And we put this piece in here. This looks old and tatty, but the timber's quite good inside. It's just this was outside for a very, very long time, as was the this piece here on the bath. But when I cut through the timber, it was actually in very, very good condition. So it's just weathered. I put another support brace in here. I have to nail that in. And that's probably it for the moment. If time prevails this weekend, what I will do is, on this wall here, where the vanity unit's going to go, I'll work out exactly where the vanity unit's going to sit, and from the right hand side of the vanity unit I'm going to cut all this plasterboard out, and all this plasterboard up to the window, because this will all be cement sheeting, and I need to expose this to be able to drill holes through the studs to run the drain pipe from the vanity unit, and obviously to bring hot and cold water into up to the vanity unit. So we need to have that plaster taken off to expose the wall cavity. So yeah, time permitting, I'll get that done too. I'm going to try and save this. Me and Paul were talking about this last week. If we can cut it, or if I can cut it myself today in one clean piece, we may be able to take this out as one piece and transfer it onto this wall here, and then just trim up to whatever size we need and save plasterboard that way. Because whatever I don't use, I've got to get rid of. So if we can keep this in pretty much one piece, and in a piece that's very close to the size of this wall inside the linen press, we'll just transfer it straight across. There's nothing wrong with it. There was never any damage in this wall at all, so it's the plasterboard's as good as the day it was done. So waste not, want not. One more to go. This is the long one, this one. 567. Okay, we'll go inside and fit them up. Okay, I'm just putting some corner bracing in, just into the bath here. I've drawn an outline of the bath here, so what I'm going to do is just put these corner braces in, just to strengthen it up, and also give me something to fasten my cement sheet to for when I start tiling. So I've made 4 of those. The other one's up there on the noggin. So these 2 end ones will only be fastened in on the sides for now, because I need to get the framework out on the end for when I cut the trench in the slab there for the drainage, and then I'll just put those in last. There'll be no issue with that. Okay, I got the corner braces in, all nailed away. Closes up the gap there, gives the bath some more support here on the corner. As I said, these 2 aren't nailed in as yet, but yeah, it's all starting to come together really nice now. Okay, I've started to hang some plaster in the recess for the fridge. So I'm just using up all my old bits and pieces. I had a bit of a problem here. I did cut the sheet straight, but it turns out that this wall's got a bit of a bow in it, just down here in this section. I'm not going to pull this wall off. Once the fridge is in there, you don't notice it, so I'm just going to use the corner joining tape to fill that. I may even put a little bit in the bottom as well, just like what I've done down the bottom here. I come up a little bit short on a piece for here, but I was able to nail it in on the sides, and I've just put those pieces in there loosely, just so that the architrave doesn't slide back. But that'll be fine. Won't be seen. The more I use, the less I've got to get rid of. So yeah, it looks very rough at the moment. But I will, in the next couple of days, I'll get some, get my joining tape out, and I've got to go buy some plaster mix, and I'll get all this finished off. I'll get the architrave cut for across the top. I have to shorten that one up. The one that runs up the side here, I don't have to do anything with that. That's already obviously cut to the right height. And yeah, should look the way it did before I dismantled it. Just starting to work on this part here, so I'm just going through all my bits and pieces and seeing what decent sized pieces of board I've got left. And yeah, we'll get this patched today, and at least this side of the kitchen will be all sealed up, which is great. Got some plasterboard on the wall now. Obviously all needs to be stopped up and finished off, but at least all the board's hanging now. I've got to cut up or trim up the top piece for the refrigerator openings, so yeah, I'm going to take a little bit off the side ones too, because I've actually dropped this plasterboard down a little bit, just due to the extra framework we had to put in. So yeah, it's just got to come down a little bit, but it'll be fine. So yeah, it all looks good. So hopefully I should get that all finished off in the next couple of days, and hopefully get some paint on it by next weekend, if all goes to plan. I've recut the architrave and skirting board to go around the fridge opening. It's yeah, come up quite good actually. Very happy with it. I just need to buy a new piece of skirting board for along the bottom here, obviously because the wall is now longer. The old piece come up short. That's not the old piece, but the old piece is short, and yeah, I need to buy a new piece to go in there. Okay, I've finished up all the architrave around the fridge, the door as well. This has been changed out. The original one had a hole cut out in it for the light switch, but we're actually going to put the light switch here now. So it's going to be a three toggle type switch. And the reason we're going to have three is we're obviously going to have the top one for the for these two lights here, and one will be for the laundry, and the other one will be for the outside light. And the reason I've got to put them in this side is because now I think this will be too dark. But we used to have the light switch in the architrave on this side. But we can't do that anymore because we've got to have architrave on this side around the door. So we can't really get in. It's awkward. So I've replaced the architrave on this side as well, and a lot of these pieces would have come from around the wardrobe, and these ones that go around this sliding door. If I can get a little bit more light in here, these ones that go around the sliding door here would have come off the window, the big window that I took out. So it's been great. I've been able to reuse all the materials. It means I haven't had to stain anything. It's all pre-stained, so just a matter of belting the nails home. I've left them all loose for now because it was getting a bit dark. I've got no laundry light at the moment. So I wanted to wait till the morning to see how everything is, make sure everything come up good, and then once I know everything's good, then I can sort of drive the nails home. So we have architrave in there. and around the door here too. It's much cleaner. Looks nicer now without the switches in both sides. They were a real pain in the backside to get to when we long time ago swapped out the switches for some more modern ones. There wasn't much room to work in there at all. So we've I think by putting it into the plasterboard here, it's going to work nicely. So it'll be at the same height as that one, same height as that one. So there's a three toggle switch. Oh, I think that's what you call them. So yeah, the same type of switch that's there will go on this wall here. What else? I trimmed up the architrave here. I had to just take a little bit off there, about a saw blade's width off both sides, and drop it down a little bit. As I mentioned a little earlier, the plasterboard under here came down because we added extra framework. So yeah, I had to drop the sides to drop the top piece of architrave. So yeah, it's all come up good. I'm very, very happy with the way it looks. And as I said, we'll do all the plaster work in the next couple of days. I think the fridge looks great now. It's as if that recess actually suits that size fridge, where before obviously the recess was built for a larger fridge, which I haven't had for 20 years. So yeah, it looks a little better now. Still plenty of room, 40mm on each side, and plenty of room above. The PowerPoint sits above the fridge as well, so there'll be no interference on the side with the plug sticking out. So yeah, very happy, very happy.